What's going on, guys? What's going on? We should be live. Happy Sunday to you guys. I'm gonna be working on some Legend Bowl today, so I got some things I gotta do. I've been working on the delay of game. I added delay of game now, so you get a penalty for that. But there are a couple of issues, and so we're going to work on a few things today before the game kicks off. The NFL game, that is. All right, so as always, welcome to the chat. I'm trying to share my development time with you guys, so I'm sure the channel will be growing. This is a channel that I've basically had for a long time. I just never really used it, but now we're using it. Now we're using it, and we're gonna try to grow this thing. Let me just fix some of this here. So let me know if you guys can hear everything all right whenever you get in. Hopefully everything sounds good. And that's it. So I'm gonna get with this now. All right. So what was I doing yesterday? Yesterday I was working on, let me pull some of this stuff up here. I don't want that. So yesterday I did a lot, man. I modified the daytime cycle to fit the quarter lengths. You know, I did I fixed an issue with the players that were jittering around behind the line of scrimmage because I had broken something, and I fixed the stamina and injury to better train and regenerate the players. Fixed the team captain issue. I fixed selecting control player. Yep. Punt defenders now go, yeah, and then U-high camera hiding. So, but I did notice I have a few other bugs that I'm keeping track of on my Discord channel, and you guys should check that out for sure. If you're not on there already, go to the Legend Bowl Discord server. I'm going to be growing that as well. Hopefully we get some people in there. We have about 100 people now. So, and then if you go to game development and you go to, if you go to games, which this is not right. You go to games and you go to dev notes. Then here's where I'm keeping all my dev notes. This is where I'm putting my notes as I find things in the game. So I took care of all that. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. So on the delay of game, so what was happening on the delay of game, so now I have it to where if the play clock runs to 0, then obviously you, let me see, is this thing not announcing? I don't know why this bot is not announcing the way it should be. So I'm gonna have to kick that into gear here. 1 second. Yeah, maybe it runs a little late. I don't know. I'm going to see if it does it by itself this time. Actually, you know what? I should do it as well, just because. All right. So we got that going. All right. So, like I said, let me get back to where I was. So I was on delay of game. So if I go to delay, oh no, I don't want to go there. What I want to do is go to the play clock. So I need to go to match. So the play clock, all the clocks, I changed it around where I have them at 0.5 now. This needs to change to 0.1. Actually, it needs to change to whatever the clock is incrementing at. So basically what happens is the clock runs down to 0 or whatever time. Every time it runs, you know, what you see on the screen is you might see the seconds go from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in real time, but in the game, that's all tied to how many frames you have per second, right? So I'm running at 60 frames per second. So for every one of those frames, this thing runs through a cycle, and I have to do a fraction of that real 1 second time, right? So that increment, what was happening is the ball could still be hiked. When it would go to 0, when the play clock would go to 0 or the clock would go to 0, the ball would be hiked still even after the play was basically dead, and then that would cause some weird issues. So I'm gonna fix that now. So let's make these, what we need to do is make them the increment time, which I think I'm doing it here. Yeah, here it is, clock seconds, right? So we're doing 1 minus divided by room speed. I'm gonna change that to a variable, and I'm gonna call this stats no clock. So call it clock increment. And then in the step, we're going to subtract that from the regular clock, but then that clock increment really needs to be what I'm at. So if the clock is greater than 0 and is between 0 or a clock is less than 0, let's put the increment in there, see what happens. See if that fixes my issue. I'm going to try to test this. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Oh, one thing I didn't do yet is I forgot something here. Let me add my little football guys. Gotta have that. All right. There we go. So, my guy here, there he is. There's my dude. So let's go to training camp. And let's just do full scrimmage. I'm gonna try to time it to where I hike the ball right when it goes to 0. So I wanna make sure that it actually doesn't let me hike it. I'm gonna actually do a punt because the punt I think is where it was breaking. I have no idea if this music is too loud or not. I guess I'll find out. I'm at negative 37.3 now, so for me later on. So I got the punt off that time and it hit 0. So we'll try it again. Oh, I got the crosshair on there for the ball. I have to fix that. I should probably change the clock from 30 seconds to 10 seconds, but I'm gonna try it one more time before I do that because I don't want to wait 30 seconds every single time. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Huh. Okay, so I wonder if it's even getting to. Let's make the play clock 5 seconds. Let's make it. No, let's make it like 10 seconds. So I need to test this. Need to test it, baby. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Alright, let's go to training camp, full, same as before, and I'm going to try to do a punt again. This time it should be at 10 seconds, so it should be, hey, 32. Oh, it's because, let me put that back to where it was. It is because, I think I'm probably setting it here as a regular value. Yeah, this should be play clock. Should be a variable. Hard coding stuff is not ever a good thing. So that, and then that is going to equal, let's just call it 10 for now. And then where else am I doing this? Okay, I think I'm good. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Legend Bowl, guys. I'm just doing some development this morning. I'm going to be doing a lot of these streams, so follow along if you guys want to keep up with the game. I'm going to be talking about more than just the game. I'm obviously going to be showing you how I make the game, you know, and I'm making it in an engine called Game Maker Studio 2. Which I think is I think it's the right fit for the game that I'm making. It's a 2D engine, and it works pretty well for what I'm doing. So yeah. Oh man, the clock's gonna be dead already, watch. Boom. Oh, it's going to -2, -1. Okay, so now it's not hitting. Why is it not hitting? My increment, clock increment is 1 divided by room speed. And then if it's between so I wonder if it ever even gets to I think I need to stop the states is what the problem is actually. I don't think I'm doing this, Missy. I am doing it. Play clock. If is between. Yeah, I don't want the guy to be able to hike from here. So even if I do it here. Hey, what's going on, MPX15? Thanks for the follow. Language. What do you mean? Programming language? English? What? Am I setting the game on to be false? Programming language, okay. I'm using GameMaker Studio 2, and GameMaker Studio 2 comes with its own proprietary language called GameMaker Language. That's what this is. So GameMaker 2 is powerful. It's a people think it's an easy engine, but it's not. I mean, I had to learn an entirely new language, and you can get pretty sophisticated. And there are guys on here that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Aloe. Yeah, so GameMaker 2 is pretty sophisticated. I mean, you can do a lot with it. There's a lot you can do, and it's for 2D games mostly. I mean, you could do 3D in them, but it's not, to me, I don't think it's built for that. I think it's built more for 2D games. So yeah, it's been working out well. I mean, I'm working on a 2D game, obviously. I chose it because of the fact that I'm working on a 2D game, really. I mean, if I did, I'm trying to mess with my camera here because it seems a little off. If I did, maybe the exposure's a little high. No. That's fine. I'm sorry, I'm messing with the camera. Focus, baby. whatever. I'm a C# guy. I mean, I have my, I look really pale, man. I don't normally look that pale. Whatever. Anyways, if I have, I'm a C# guy, so I work on, as a career, I've worked on C# most of my career. You know, Microsoft Shop, so SQL, C#, HTML, ASP.NET, MVC, all the Microsoft Shop type technologies. Obviously, I know JavaScript, website things, but so Unity for me, I've worked with Unity before, and I've played around and made some simple games with that, but I've never really made a commercial game with it. And with this game, the thing about Unity is it's really, to me, I think it takes some effort to get going, whereas Game Maker Studio was a very quick way to prototype the game. So it didn't take me very long to get this game moving, but there are things about Game Maker Studio that are annoying, that it's not really a very object-oriented type of platform. I mean, it uses a lot of scripts instead of like actual like inheritance. I mean, you have parents and children, but it's just weird. You have to get used to it if you're a C# guy or any kind of other type of object-oriented language coder, and that's the experience that you have. Then Game Maker Studio is going to be a transition for sure. So what was I doing here? Oh yeah. So if game is not on, right. Stop player states. Right. So that should be working. But on the clock increment thing, so if it goes down to, really it's when it hits a 0, right? But this step it's going to be, right, clock increment might not be at that point at that time. So it could be even less than 0, but let's just call it plus. Well, what is 1 divided by room speed? What is that? 1 divided by 60 is 0.01. Okay, so it could be at, let's call it 0.01 more. So let's call it plus, I'm gonna call it just times 2. Just call it times 2. And then I'll do the same thing for the regular play clock. Because it wasn't stopping at the right time. So yeah, so I'm working on a football game, and I've never really worked on it on Twitch. I mean, this channel's been dead. So my YouTube channel is where I do all my videos, but I want to start live streaming, and I think Twitch is the way to go. I also want to create a community for just Legible, and I have a Discord server out there, so if you want to get on that, then make sure to head on over there, because that's where we can talk about the game and all sorts of stuff, and just chat with the community. But my channel on YouTube has been a hobby channel. It's been my channel for me to do as a hobby. I've never really taken it seriously. It wasn't really meant for me to develop a game on, right? So it should go to 0. Okay, so delay of game, right? So that's gonna drop you back 5. So you see the arrow's still kicking. That arrow shouldn't be there. And I have it so short right now that it's happening like within seconds. Look at that. That's cool though, because that shows me that I have things I have to kill. So the reset, this really shouldn't take me this long, but let's make it 15 seconds. And then I need to kill all of like the pop-ups and things. Here we go. They should be here. They should all be there. Yeah, they are. If game's not on and ball exists and clock reset, not reset. Object kick arrow. Yeah, this should all be hitting. I should almost call it, I might need, see, that's the problem. I think this is being created again. I think those are being created on the punter hike AI. Let me see where I'm creating this. Only when the state's new it's creating. So that shouldn't be a problem. No. It's not going to be in the return blocker script. Punter hike. That state new. Huh. That was weird that I kept. Hey, what's going on, Rifleman? Welcome to the stream. So let me debug this because I want to see what's actually happening here. It's football today. Football day. The Bills are going against the Dolphins, so I hope I don't see any weird Fitzpatrick magic. If we're a good team, we're gonna have to beat them up because they're really the worst team in the league. I don't know why my bot is not. Man, the Legend Bowl Discord server bot isn't working right. I'm gonna have to fix that. So the play clock, what I'm working on, Easy Madden, is the play clock. Play clock really wasn't an issue, but what happened is I added the delay of game, right? So because I added delay of game, then now I have to take into account like the play clock going to 0 and actually doing something, right? So if the play clock goes to 0, then I need to actually, like right now, it needs to say delay of game, which it just hit this breakpoint here. So let's walk through the breakpoint, step through it. So the game is not on, so it's gonna go through all of this. It's gonna take all the player states and make them change to a different state. Like, so if you're a blocker right now and you're on the line of scrimmage and you're in your stance, I'm gonna stop you and I'm gonna basically say, get out of the stance and just stand or be idle, right? That's what that's doing there. And then I'm gonna stop the real clock because now it's a penalty, right? I'm gonna kill the arrow. Any arrows I'm gonna kill. So that should not exist. So if I do, let me kill all this stuff. I have way too much stuff in here. This is where you add. I feel like the way I'm sitting, my neck is killing me for some reason. Instance exists. So the kick arrow doesn't exist, it's telling me. Oh, because I just killed it. Okay, good. So this is telling me that it's not existing, so that's good. And then I'm going to set the line of scrimmage back 5 yards. I'm going to show the banner. I'm going to blow the whistle. I'm going to reverse any play calls that you have if the plays were called. Because if you make a play call, like if you do a rush, this is why a football game is crazy. It's so much work. So like if you call a play, let's say you call a rushing play, right? Well, when in my stats, I'm recording that you called the play, right? But you didn't hike the ball yet. So in reality, it doesn't really get saved until you hike it. But I am tracking it as soon as you pick the button to say I'm rushing or I'm passing or whatever I'm going to do, field goal. So in my stats, when I say total number of pass plays or rush plays, that's where that comes in. But if you didn't get the ball off, like the play clock ran out or the quarter's over or the game's over, I have to reverse that and take that stat away from you, right? So if you picked a rush, I want to minus that by 1. Hope that makes sense. And then I got to clear my targets because now there's no more targets for the camera to follow, because in this version, in my latest version, what I do is I zoom out the camera, right? Depending on how many players are on the field at one time, I want to include all the players. So as the players move far away, my solution to not seeing your receivers is to pull the camera back and zoom out so you can see everybody. And then I'm going to reset all the player stats. That should be fine. Then I'm going to stop the play clock. Actually, I'm going to say it's false because I want it to start again at 40. This time it's at 15 because I changed it for debugging, but it shouldn't come back in here, and it's not. But see, why is that arrow there? You know, why is that happening, right? So I need to track where this arrow is being created, because it should get destroyed. I mean, we saw it was destroyed. So let's go ahead and take a look everywhere that I'm using the arrow. I'm doing it here, I'm building it here. I'm gonna do it, no, not there. Right, so let's go to the object and let's actually put a breakpoint inside of the create. Wow, 17-point favorite. I don't know, man. I'm a huge Bills fan, if you guys don't know. And I've been watching them since I was like 2 or 3 years old. So, and I used to live in Rochester, New York when I was young. And so Miami has always been our biggest rival, man. And I always get a little bit nervous when we play them because I feel like they play so much better against us. I don't know why. And now Fitzpatrick is coming back into the game, and you know he's like I don't know, man. He's hit or miss. He can catch on fire in an instant, and if he catches on fire, then we're screwed because he can play lights out. All right, so let me pull this down to this mode. Let's see. So it hit here. We know it hit, and it's not true. Actually, it's saying it doesn't exist. Oh, I didn't pick up. I didn't pick a pump play that time. So let's do it again. You had a similar issue when you were debugging pump plays? I've had issues when I've been working on punts. Punts have been a major issue for me. I don't remember if it was through quarters or not. I can't remember. But there's so many weird things like that in a game, man. That's why I don't know if I'll ever make a sports game. I don't know. Like, I love sports games, but there's so much work, man. If I make another game, which hopefully I can keep making games, I'm gonna try to do something different, man. This is really hard, and it's not because I'm not up for the challenge. It's just I gotta get this done. I gotta sell this thing, you know, at some point. Hopefully. So see, it's coming into. Why is it coming into state player hunter hike now? Why is it coming in here now? And is game on? That's weird. State player punter hike. Okay, let me stop this for a second. Hold on. Huh. Punter hike. It's weird. Because it shouldn't be in the state punter. I mean, oh. State override. So pre-snap create, state override. But that's still... Hold on, I gotta see this again. I don't know why it's coming into here. Let's see when this happens. So it looks like what's happening is, right now I'm dealing with the issue with the kick arrow, right? The arrow is still in there after I've already done the delay. I need to get rid of the arrow. So these are little bugs that you deal with. Like, I'm not working on features right this second. I'm trying to clean up the game. I'm trying to clean up bugs. Every time I make a change, I create the possibility of another bug being created. Especially with the amount of rules that are in this game. I mean, there's rules and there's so many things that are being tracked, let's put it that way, to make the game be a football game, you know? So, I don't know. Whatever. Let me turn on some debugging here. So they're all still in their AI player scrimmage. Huh. It's interesting. So he never gets to override. That's the problem. Okay. But why are they not in their stand? Oh, because the stances aren't done yet. Okay, I know. I think I see what's happening here. I know I'm kind of talking to myself, but just bear with me. Let me put this play clock at 20 seconds. So the players aren't, which is something I should address regardless, but the players aren't. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Let me actually fix the real issue, because what's happening is when you pick your play and you're in your huddle, you pick your play. Every player goes out and they line up for the play, right? And then when they're lining up for the play, the actual person that's hiking the ball, they don't hike the ball. They don't even go into that state yet until everybody's lined up. So I wait until everybody's finished lining up, which means they get into their full stances. If they get bumped, then they go back into their spot and they go into their full stance. So being in your final position before it switches over to punter hike state, which means you can hike the ball, then that won't happen until everybody's in place, right? And what's happening, I think, is that it happens after the delay of game, which what I do is I have an override setting that says I want the hiker to go into his hike state, right? So if you look at pre-snap, I have a state override that says if you have an override set, I want you to jump into that state. So I think what's happening is that's jumping him into the state. So I think that this needs to be fixed a little bit. Let's just do this. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I just need to make sure that when I stop players, basically, I want them to I want them to reset, right? I mean, but reset players should do that too. Hold on. This is where it should be. I just gotta make sure I don't break anything, because see, when you change things like this is when you can break things. Let's see where this is being called. That's what's good to do if you guys are, if anybody here develops in GameMaker, I think it's a good idea to always put your script name in your script at the top, because then you can search for it. You actually have the name here to just double click and then hit Control-Shift-F and you can search for it, and then you can see everywhere without having to type it in. See, if I didn't have it here, I'd have to either find it on the tree or I have to just sit there and hand type it in. So I like to have that there, and it'll pull up everywhere that's located, and one of the places is the actual script. So I like that. Match step. Okay, so it does it in the match step. Oh, it doesn't when players are lining up. See, I don't want it to happen here. So this isn't the right place for it. No. Let's take it out. So then the right place for it is when you stop the states. Right, so when you stop the states, you want that to equal no one. And let's keep it at 15, which we did. Let's try it again. See if I fixed the root issue. How's the sound for you guys? Is the music too loud, low? Is the volume of my mic okay? I don't know. Just trying to gauge these settings. This is my second stream, and I'm going to be doing these streams as much as I can. So you'll be bored of me soon, but I'm hoping to grow the community. See, it's not going to make it in time. All right, so it hit, and the arrow's not on yet. I think that seemed to work. Let's try it again. I'm not going to get there in time again. And then it's going to hit. Hits here. Hits there. Delay of game. Arrow's gone. Everyone has moved to point. Camera. Everybody's moving to the point. Let's even try it here. So now it hits. And See, that guy's sitting in there in the hike. So let's look at AI player bench. So why isn't... Oh, is it because I was controlling him? But that should... Let's see, punter hike. No. Punter hike. So state override, check exit, read controls. But did it ever even go into there? Did it ever go into here? All right, I need to see why the guy was stuck with his arms out like that. This is the fun stuff, right? Sucks, man, it sucks. These are bugs, man. Bugs are annoying. I have OCD, for sure. Because I'm just sitting here messing with the camera right now, and it's not because I'm like some arrogant dude. It's just I have issues with things being perfect. That's why my game is taking so long. Because I don't think it's long. I mean, games take a long time to make, but I have freaking CD, big time. Let's go to actors and. Let's go to, what's up? Nothing? What you doing?
Nothing.
You're gonna go to Dick's for what?
I'm gonna get a ball instead of the ball.
Really? Okay.
I'm broke.
Let's see. So, oh, Mike sounds good. Thanks, Rifleman. I want to show what state you're in. But I want to show like everything. I want to show like, I want to show more than just this. So these are my variables where you know what? Let me try this on. I don't know, man. My camera, like when you set it to like auto, I swear it looks like crap. So I try to do it myself. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get this right for my streams, man. So it looks legit. All right, that's good. I'm done with that. All right, so I'm gonna call this states. I want to show all the states that you're in, okay? So I'm gonna do your current state plus, I don't care if you're locked or not, plus, let's do and let's also see if the override is in. If I can spell it. Current state. No, that's all I want is the state. Yeah, I want the state. And then I wouldn't mind seeing it actually if the state was locked. Let's do that too. So I'm just putting in some debug here. I don't need this to say locked. I know what this is gonna be. I could put a little hyphen there just to break things up. So let me just change these, string width. All right, so now I should be able to see what state this dude is in, because for some reason he was stuck with his arms out, right? So I want to clean that up. So what I'm basically trying to do is trying to clean up the game. I need to make a trailer for the game, right? So I want the gameplay to be clean and working, right? So in order for me to do that, I want the game to play almost perfectly. I mean, at least at some level. All right, let's do that. Let's turn on the states. He didn't get his arm out yet, so let's see. Now he's going into, he's just getting into the punt state, but why is he getting into the punt state? I'm gonna need to put this up here. See, he's in the punt state now. You see that? Punter hike. So we're gonna check this actually as soon as whoops, I didn't mean to hit A. Let's get another delay here, hold on. And see, that's what's happening. So the guy's going into the punter hike state when he shouldn't be. His state should be different than that at this point. So let's call the punt play this time the right way. Let the clock run down. I'm gonna kill these for now. Whoops. So let's see. Okay, so this should be the first time. Let's see if state override is set. So no, there's no state override. So how's it getting into here? That's what I want to know. So I think this is happening because scripts, but that shouldn't make any sense. Oh, but that's me. I'm the player. Yeah, I think this is the problem. I'm only set that guy. I'm controlling that guy, right? You saw I think there should be there should be the cursor around the guy, right? So when I'm controlling the guy, it wasn't setting the states right. So that was the problem, I think. Let me say it this way. If I'm controlling the guy, then it wasn't setting my scripts and my state the right way. It wasn't jumping into that if statement there. So now it should only come in here. It shouldn't come in here anymore. That's my point. So it should come into this one. And then keep rolling. This music is like creepy music, man. Let's see what else is on. I don't want Spotify. Where's my music? It's actually good to have. Leave that there. Here we go. I'm gonna try to go to some other music here. Hold on. All right. All right, let's get back to the game. See if we can get this figured out once and for all. Punt. Pick the punt. Turn on debugging. Okay, so he's in huddle. Huddle, 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 huddle. Okay, so now he's gonna go into it. See, we didn't hit the delay of game yet. So he's gonna actually get into the state because he gets into the state once everybody's set up, right? Which is fine. Now he's gonna create the arrow. I didn't want this here. So now the arrow is created. So now when I go to delay a game, the arrow should get destroyed. Everything should get destroyed. Everybody should be in idle. Everyone should be going back to their benches, and everybody should be cool now. So that should take care of it. And we're gonna try it again before the arrow gets set, just to make sure. Okay, so it hits. Now it should not go into this punter hike state. And it doesn't. Oh shit, it does. Why did it go into here? Why did it go into here? I thought I fixed it. Damn. Why is it going into here then? Huh. That doesn't make any sense. Although, let me look at this again. Hold on. Let me look at this again. See, the arrow's still there, blah, blah, blah. Let me see. What state is he in right now? Ah, I didn't get to it in time. So I want to see why. See, I'm changing everybody's states, but I'm only changing them if they equal a certain state, right? So, and look, he's gonna punt it now. Watch. I've seen that before. That's hilarious. So let's see what state he's in. It's gonna do delay a game again. Now we're in some kind of a cycle. I know it. See, it's like broken now. Huddle. So I'm in the huddle state. See. I think I need to put this back. No, I don't want to put this back because let me just tell you guys. So this stop states thing, it basically, like, if you're in a diving state or you're in a running state or whatever state you're in, I want to stop your state, right? But I'm only going to stop it if you are in some weird state. I don't want to stop it if you're like diving or you're being tackled, because you don't want to go from being tackled to all of a sudden standing up, right? So actually, I have a transition run state. Hold on a second. Yeah. I might be able to use this. I created a new type of system where I smoothly go into a running state depending on where you are in your run state. So I could just say, Trying to think how I should do this. I'll just add the other states in here. It's not as nice as I would like, but is it ball carrier skid or is it just skid? I guess I call it skid and ball carrier skid, okay. Whatever. So skid and then no, I watched the Bills play. I watch them. I have the NFL ticket. I have to get the NFL ticket for that, but I do watch them play. So I'm gonna be stopping the stream in about 20 minutes or so. I think I'm just gonna set the transition. I think I'm just gonna set this transitional run. Because we're I mean, why not? Let's say if global dot ball carrier equals ID, else so if you're the ball carrier, you're gonna get that. So basically, he was at huddle. I mean, do I have all this stuff in here? Yeah, I don't have all this stuff in here. I don't know why. But run. Actually, run. I don't care about run per se. I do care about huddle run, huddle head, huddle. I think I should be good there. Let's see if it breaks. This is painful. I didn't plan on working on this long, to be honest, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let me just close off with that. Debugger, whatever. Now he should fall into here. He should fall into there. All right, so he's already going into the, so this should actually work because he's already going into the state. So this was working before, so that should kick, and that should work correctly. Now, this time, see if we can, see, this time it's going to work again because he hit before this. So let's just wait a couple seconds before I hit punt. Make sure that we're not going to get there in time. I'll move the camera back a little bit because the camera's messing up because I'm in a different mode right now. So now it hit. The play clock delay of game hit. And now it's delay of game. Now that should, what? Why is he coming into here still? That's odd. That is odd. Okay, we need to look at these stop states because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Let me start this over. That's odd. Yeah, crowd noise is something that you have to find sound effects for online. You can purchase them. You can purchase them online. People have sound effects everywhere. But where they actually record them from, I mean, obviously, I don't know. That could be anywhere. People get, you'd be surprised. People get pretty creative with. I didn't want to do that. Let me reset. All right, punt. Okay, so he already hit it first. So I'm not gonna want that there. I gotta get it when I have to get it before, the play clock needs to run to 0 before he gets to his huddle, or to his kick, whatever. Hike state, which is going to happen this time. All right, so he's in huddle now, and whoops. So now we're going to go through. Let me get this out of the way. Now we're going to go through and find him, and see what happens when we find him, because it should take him to. Okay, so this is the punter, right? Wolf. So what state is the punter? He's in huddle state. What's his state override? Undefined. What's his so player scrimmage, right? Those are his AI scripts. What about his run transition? What about this? That's also 0. So he should go into idle. He's in the huddle state right now. Huddle state. There. He should be able to go into idle. State next is idle, right? So now let's find him in the run state. I mean the huddle state. Let's see what happens here. So AI script, move to point, move to point. Okay. So we should be good now. Let's see if we get through all the players. He should not come up again. He doesn't. So he's back to he's in the huddle state again. Override is undefined. Why is he still in the huddle state? Oh, this is everybody else. Okay, never mind. Huh. Somehow he's getting put into the punter hike state. But why? This is odd. I mean, is this when it's happening? Let's try that. All right, so I don't think it's happening in here. I don't think. Kill that. I don't think it's happening in there actually. And I don't think it's happening here. Obviously, that's after the fact. So, yeah. Oh, I don't want the huddle state. I want the hike. Okay. All right, so 5, 4, 3. It's gonna miss it. Yeah, it's gonna miss it this time. See, I think that's what's happening. I think that in the pre-snap is when it's when it's setting his override to hike. And that's a fail-safe thing that I do. So that's what's happening. Well, at least I figured out the bug. One good thing. So now it's, see, and then here, see, that's where it's happening. Pre-snap create. Pre-snap create. Pre-snap create. So I am setting into Huddle intro. So my phase is going to pre-snap create. And this happens. I see. Okay, I see what's happening here. I don't know why I'm forcing it like this. I need to think about this one because I need to stop this from happening. I need to stop this from happening. I'm gonna have to think about this. But, all right, well, I'm gonna end the stream, guys. My game's coming on soon. It's getting hot in here for some reason, but probably because I got this light in front of my face. But I'm gonna work on this later. So thanks for stopping through, everybody. I know we have a light crowd, but it's gonna pick up. Just give it some time. People will be busier in here, and I'm gonna grow this. I'm gonna grow it. So we will get people here. But thanks for you guys who are here early, and we'll get this thing growing and hopefully get some people that are interested in how you develop games and Legend Bowl and all of that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming by, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.